Well, we're going to install some of the little gifts that we got for Christmas in July from Amazon. The first one are these dimmer switches. And like I said, we had these in our Safari motorhome. They come as a double, but we learned we could cut this little plastic panel in half, and then they're two separate switches. Steve's going to double check the wiring first and the LED light to make sure they work before he cuts them apart. But here's the problem. Up underneath our counter, cupboards, cabinets, over the counter, we have this light switch. And it's a strip of LED lights. Here's another strip connected to it. And at the end of it's also this puck light that goes over our stove area, which is wonderful when you're cooking. But when you're sitting down over here watching TV, up there, it's very bright in the eyes. So we would like to be able to dim that down. Right now, we turn it off completely. So that was our idea of dimming it down. And it's just a little toggle switch right here, 12 volt DC. So Steve's going to first examine a little bit and just test one of the switches before he cuts them apart.
Okay, prior to doing this, we turn all the battery power off.
So there's no 12 volt going to it. We decided to get out here early this morning and do this. It's not even 9 o'clock yet because it's going to get hot and muggy today. We could turn on the air conditioner. Okay, now that he pulled down the existing switch, there are only two wires. What are they, a hot and a neutral?
No, both of them are hot wires.
Oh, both are hot wires, one in and one out.
Yeah.
So he needs to find a ground for the wires that go on the switch. So he is going to have to run a ground wire, probably from another spot up in the cabinet behind the TV. There are other 12 volt items that I'm sure he'll be able to run a jumper wire. There, now he's going to put some light on the subject with his little work light. Oh, look at that. Now you got a lot more light. Okay, Steve tested all the wires, double checked, hooked it up, and of course it's working. Now he has to unhook them all, so we labeled them because he needs to split this base plate apart. So it's two individual dimmer switches, and maybe we'll use the other one somewhere else, because that's what we did in our other motorhome, is we split it apart, and I don't know where else we'll use the other dimmer, but right now he has to take this all apart, cut that apart with a little teeny, I don't know, Dremel tool, saw, whatever, and then we'll come back and wire it back up again. Okay, Steve has the base plate now split into two pieces, and these are all labeled so he can hook them back up to the wires up here that are also all labeled. And of course, for every wire, he adds a little dab of dielectric grease. Two of the wires already have little clip fittings, like so. He's going to get the other ends of those. And the other two will just have to get wire nutted. So he has wire nuts here to find the right one. He wire nuts and then he tapes them firmly with electrical tape. Okay, he's making the last connection of the 4 connections. This one's a crimp. Okay, now Steve's making the last of the 4 connections with the little crimps. All 4 wires are going to be securely taped off. Then he'll be able to turn the power back on, and we'll see how this all works again. Using his handy dandy little work light here, he bought this LED one from, I don't know, somewhere on eBay that runs off his batteries for his, what, Milwaukee drills and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, you're gonna flip the power back on, and okay, let's try it out. just touching it. Yay! Look at that. And now do you want to dim it down? Ooh, dimmed down. I suppose if we turned off this. There. Okay. Make it bright. Brighter. Cool. Dimmer. Doesn't take a lot to please me, does it, dear?
Yep.
Okay, he just fastened the base plate up to the cabinet. Okay, and then he can snap on the little cover.
Which way would you like it to read? This way? Or
Yeah.
This way?
Not that we're sticking our head under the counter to see where it says dimmer. There we go. And turn this off. Okay, the dimmer operates by holding your finger. It can go on and off to whatever setting you have it preset at. And if you hold your finger on it, it'll dim down. Let's see here. Dim down. Now if you turn it off, touch it to turn on, it stays dim. If you've left it at bright, wait, let's go back up to bright. Just cycles through. Okay. If you turn off at bright, when you turn it back on again, it's bright. So it remembers where it was last set. Ta-da! There we go. Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome.